We're sitting here with Mike Wonderling Sr. Alright, do you have any nicknames? Well, obviously, because it's Michael.
No, that's about it.
Okay. And what's your hometown?
Right now, Wellsville, New York. Used to be Sile when I was doing all the racing.
And are you married?
Yes.
You want to tell us about her?
She has been with me every minute of the day in racing. And she drove me to racing.
Her name is Deb.
Deb.
He forgot her name.
Her brother's Bob Baldwin. And we used to go to the races with him. And I used to help him on his race car. And that's what got me started. We used to have mechanics races. And I'd run a mechanics race, and I think I won every one I was in, so I figured it was a piece of cake. And then I got my own race car, and it wasn't quite so easy. Racing against racers instead of mechanics. But we won a lot of races.
So how many children and grandchildren do you have?
I have 3 boys, all racers, Mike, Brady, and Jeremy. And they all got crate cars now. And I have a grandson by Jeremy and Abby, a granddaughter by Brady and Stacia, and 3 stepkids by her, step-grandchildren. And that's it.
Obviously, you expect your children to keep racing.
I'm sure they will. I mean, I'm sure in the next 20 years, Jeremy will never quit.
No.
Brady, he has quit from time to time.
Does Brady have a car right now?
Yeah, he just bought one of Timmy McCready's cars.
Nice.
And Mikey's buying Scotty Waters' car.
That's a good car to buy.
And Jeremy's redoing his GRT.
And then, what was your car number?
Number 1, until we did a lot of traveling, and there were so many ones, we went to put a Z in front of it, so a Z1.
Why'd you pick a Z?
It was basically Franny's slogan, you know, Franny.
Yes, I know Franny.
He's the one that used to letter my car. And there was a lot of 1Ws, which wasn't going to work, and he said, how about Z? And I said, Z? And he says, yeah, Z won the watch. And I just sort of stuck.
Ask Mike about his ears.
What do you consider your home track?
Probably Smithport. I mean, when I started racing, I raced at Woodhall, and we run a number of years there, and they dropped them when Smithport opened. I went to Smithport. Then I run Smithport, Bradford, and then we run Tri-County and Batavia. You know, we went all over for a while. We raced for a couple years. We raced 5 times a week. Wouldn't you like that?
Some days.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and twice on Sunday.
It's a little much sometimes, but sometimes it's worth it.
Ask my wife. We had 3 boys while I was doing this. 5 days a week.
What's your favorite track out of all the tracks you've ever been to?
Probably the most fun was Bradford. You know, I run another guy's limited late car there. I run Kenny Sturvin's sportsman car there, along with related models. We had a lot of fun at Woodhall.
You even had your crate car there.
I had a crate when the first year the crates come out. I had a crate car the first 2 years, and run them over there and run a Smithport.
Yeah, I remember that. What all tracks have you been to? Do you know? Do you have an idea?
How many?
What all? Like,
We raced Hagerstown, Sealands Grove, Bradford, Genesee, Smithport, Woodhall, Tri-County, I think I said that.
yeah, we got Tri-County.
Perry,
Whitesville.
Yeah.
There's Fueled.
Yeah.
Who was your childhood hero?
Child.
Your childhood hero.
Well, I went to the races. I can remember being to Olean racetrack once, just like in Wellsville racetrack once, and I was, there was no, I don't know. Never thought about it. I never went to the races much until, after I was growing up. I went to the races with my brother-in-law, Bob.
So you don't really have like a racing hero.
No.
And then obviously you got into racing from Bird.
Yeah.
Why did you start? Just because you liked it?
Yeah.
Started getting addicted?
Yeah.
Because it's an addiction.
Yeah.
What class did you start in?
Late model.
And then did your father or grandfather race or anybody in your family?
My biological father, which I did not know until later years, he raced. And he raced in Wellsville. And he moved to, he got married and moved to Texas. But I didn't, I just, sort of fell into racing, probably inherited some of it, not knowing.
Yeah, it's in your genes.
Yeah.
It is. Look at your boys.
Yeah.
Why did you choose number 1?
I think at the time there was no other number 1s. And the first few cars I had a number 1, like the Harley Davidson number 1. After Pat O'Donnell, remember Pat? He had a modified and it was number 1. I had it, Franny painted it on there like that.
What is your best time in racing? What's the best time you've ever had?
Best time.
Best time.
I don't know. I had a lot of feature ones, a lot of good times, but probably the best time was with my kids.
What's the worst time you've ever had?
Probably getting wrecked and having to work all night to get ready for the next day.
Yeah. Do you know how many wins you have?
I have no idea. I turned in some trophies 2 years ago down to Layfields. He was redoing them for the carts.
Yeah.
And he was looking for trophies, and I took down 75, 78 trophies. And I've still got some of the nicer ones, some of the bigger ones.
Yeah.
I saved all the tags off them.
How many championships do you have?
I think only 3. 2 or 3.
When was your first win? Do you know?
And probably the mid-'80s.
Okay. When was your first championship? And where?
And that was probably mid-'80s in maybe Circle K.
And then, do you have plans to get back into racing?
No. I asked my wife just the other day. I seen a crate car on the internet down in Mississippi for 10 grand, complete race ready, and I asked her about it. She said no, immediately.
Don't tell my husband.
She said immediately. I said, you didn't even think about it. No, we don't need another. And I still got I got an enclosed trailer and a truck to haul it with. She don't want nothing to do with it.
So your racing future, you just see yourself like helping the boys then?
Yeah. I mean, that's busy enough trying to go to the races and help 3 boys out.
Well, yeah. At least they're all in the same class again.
Yeah, that's nice.
Because for a while they were in different classes and different tracks.
Yeah,
and
that's mainly when I quit racing. When I had the crate late, I tried to get them to go crate late. They were in a different series in the 360 late models. So I sold all my stuff then. I sold my car to Baker, to Ron. And decided just because we were going to different racetracks than they were, and we'd have to call on the phone and see what was going on. So I decided to quit and just go with them, and then Jeremy found me a 360 car, and we started racing with them. And finally I got out of that, and then they went to crates.
How many years did you race?
35.
What do you see that racing needs to do to move forward, like as a whole?
Around here, the crate class, when they first started, Billy Law started the crate deal around here. The rules were good. I mean, it was a less expensive way to get into racing. You had to run pump gas, you had to have regular shocks, you had to run up, it was reasonable to get into crate racing back then.
Yeah, well, that's what Billy wanted.
Yeah, and they relaxed the rules, back to $10 a gallon for gas. And I've heard this year they went back to running a special gas that's $3.50 again. That'll help people get into racing.
They've also changed the shock package. They're working on that.
Yeah, Rush hasn't yet, I don't believe, but it would be nice.
They will be. So.
Because, I know Jeremy, my youngest boy, him and Mikey's both, his right front shocks are $850. So that puts the guy that, has a regular job, doesn't have any sponsors, that puts him to a disadvantage right there. Yeah, if they'd put him on a spec shock, the shocks are $200 a piece, and make a lot better racing.
That's what Rush, I heard, is working towards. So.
That's what they need to do.
So hopefully they'll start getting it back under control.
Yeah.
So, we started asking everybody else, what's your favorite Ron Baker memory?
Selling my race car, probably. He'd come up and we bullshitted about it, and talked about it. And, I can remember being at the races at Drum in the late 70s when he raced up there that was late models up there when he used to race for Maple City Dodge. And he had some real good equipment up there. But yeah, I've been around them all my life, since the 70s, since I graduated out of school.
Well, thanks for sitting down for us and giving us this interview. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you.